I welcome you all to our live Linux training session. This is session number 14, and in this session we will talk about the input-output redirection in Linux. One of the powers of the Unix command line is the use of input-output redirection and pipes. And in this tutorial, I will explain the redirection of input, output and error streams. But before proceeding further, let me show you what is the standard input, what is the standard output and what is the standard error. Suppose this is our bash terminal. This is bash and this blue signal which is coming in the bash, it is representing the input that we give to our shell. So if I call this input signal as the standard input or stdin, then the output that we receive after giving the command on our terminal, it is called as the standard output, stdout. In some cases, if we fire an incorrect command, there we get the error on the terminal, and that error is the standard error, stderr. So the signal that goes to shell when we fire the commands on the terminal, that signal is called as the standard input. That input signal is called the standard input, and after firing the command, after giving the input to shell, there are two possibilities. Either we will receive the output on the terminal in form of the standard output, else we will get an error in form of standard error. So the signal which we provide to shell in form of standard input or the commands that we fire on the terminal, they go from signal 0. So the input signal which we give to shell is the signal 0 or the standard input. Let me show you. Suppose I'm going to execute the pwd command. So this pwd command is the standard input. It goes to shell from standard input, and after firing the command we are getting the result. This is the result in form of the standard output, which is /root in this case. So this is the standard output, and the standard output signal is signal 1. If we fire an incorrect command, means if the standard input is incorrect, suppose we fire an incorrect command, so we get an error on the screen, and this error comes out from signal 2, and we call this signal 2 as standard error. So after firing an incorrect command, we get an error on the screen, and this error is called as the standard error, and this comes out from signal 2. So what is the standard input? Standard input is the signal which goes to shell, and it is signal 0. And the standard output is the result of the command that we fire, that we receive on the terminal is the standard output. It comes out from signal 1, and if the command is incorrect, in that case we get an error. This is called as the standard error, and the signal is signal 2. So always keep in mind that the input signal which we give to shell in form of commands, that signal goes to shell from signal 0, and we call it the standard input. And the output that we receive after firing the commands is the standard output. It comes out from signal 1, or if we are getting an error on the screen, that is called as the standard error, and it comes out from signal 2. So the input that we give to the shell, that we give from the keyboard. So with the help of keyboard, we provide the input to shell, and the output that we receive on the terminal in form of standard output that we get on the display. And in the same way, if there is an error, we receive the error on the terminal in form of signal 2 that we get on the display also. So with the help of the keyboard, we give the input, and on the display we receive the output or the error. Got it, guys? Now how can we redirect the output to a file? Suppose I don't want to receive the output or the error on the screen. I want to redirect these outputs to files for the further use. So how can we send the output or the error to a file? That we can easily do with this greater than sign. Now let me show you how can we redirect the output as well as the error to files. Suppose I fire a command on the terminal pwd. So this is the correct command, this is the correct signal that the bash has received from us, and we are getting the result in form of output on the terminal, that is /root. Suppose I don't want to receive the output on the terminal and I want to redirect the output to a file. Let me execute this command, echo welcome to Nehra classes. Here we are getting the output on the screen. Now if I want to redirect this output to a file, I can very easily do that. Here after this command I will simply mention the greater than sign, and after that I can give a name to the file where I want to redirect it, or I can mention the entire path of that particular file where I want to redirect it. So I am going to show you, I am going to send this output to file, that is output.txt. So what it will do, it will not show us the execution of this command on the terminal. It will send the output to this file. If we will open this file by using the cat command or any other command, you will find that the same output will be there. In this way, you can very easily send the output to the file. If you execute some other command like lsblk, you will get the output on the screen, but if you want to redirect it to a file, you can mention the file name after giving the greater than sign, and it will be redirected to that particular file. Now if you want to see the details, you can open this file and you will get the same output there from the file. So it's very easy to send the output to a file. But if you want to send the error, suppose you are firing an incorrect command, or if something wrong is happening there and you are not able to execute the command properly, in that case you will get an error on the screen, and you want to redirect this error to file, and you use the same method. You mention the greater than sign and then you mention the name of the file like error.txt, so it will not send the output there in the file. If we will open this file, you will not find the output there, because the error signal is coming out from the different signal. If you want to redirect the error to a file, you will have to mention 2 here before the greater than sign, because you will have to define it. You will have to tell the system that you want to redirect the error there, not the output. And error comes out from the signal number 2. So there you will have to specify 2 before the greater than sign, and then it will redirect the error to this file. If we will open this file, then this time it will be showing you the error message there. So if you don't mention anything before the greater than sign, it takes in form of output. It by default considers it as the output. Or you can mention 1 there, like if you want to send the output of this command, echo hi, welcome to Nehra classes, and you want to redirect it to the file, there you can mention 1 greater than and the file name, file.txt. In that case, it will send this message in this file, or it will send the output in this file. If you will open this file, you will get the same message there that you mentioned there on the terminal. So either you can mention the greater than sign, or you can mention 1 there before the greater than sign if you want to redirect the output of a command to a file. But in case if you want to send or if you want to redirect the error, there you will have to clearly mention 2 before the greater than sign. Let me show you one more time. Suppose I'm executing an incorrect command, echo welcome to Nehra classes. So this is an incorrect command. It will show you an error if you will execute it. And if you want to send it there, if you want to redirect it to a file, there you will have to clearly mention 2 before the greater than sign. And then you can mention the file name like error.txt. So it will be redirected to the same file, that is error.txt. So for the output, either we can mention 1 greater than, or we can directly mention greater than without mentioning 1 there. But for the error, you will have to clearly mention 2 and greater than to redirect the error to a file. So always keep in mind, for output, you will either use 1 greater than and the file name, or you can directly mention greater than and the file name. And for the error, you will mention 2 greater than and the file name, because error comes out from signal 2. If you will use the previous file to redirect the output, it will erase the previous contents. Suppose, let me mention here, echo welcome to live training of Linux, and I want to redirect it to the file output.txt. If you will open this file, you will find the same message there. But if you will again use the same file to redirect another output, like this time I will mention welcome to Nehra classes. If you will use the same file again, then it will erase the previous contents. If you will open this file, you will find that the previous data is gone. You have erased the previous contents while copying the new data, while redirecting the new output in this file. Now, how can we stop it? How can we prevent deletion of the previous data in the file? So there are two methods. Either you can append the data by using double greater than sign before the file name like this. So this time it will copy this data there in the file, or it will redirect this output in the file, and it will not erase the previous data from the file. So here you will find both the outputs. So this is the first method where you can use double greater than signs to append the data or to append the outputs. And the second method is the no clobber option. You can enable the no clobber option, which will prevent erasing the previous output from the file. So how can you enable the no clobber option? Let me show you. there you will have to mention set -o no clobber. So you will have to enable this option. After that, if you will redirect another output in the same file, it will not erase the previous data from file. But it will not copy the data also. Let me show you here. Let me mention echo Linux is a powerful OS, and let me redirect it to the same file. So it will say cannot overwrite the existing file. We cannot erase the previous contents. Now the file is protected. If you will use the greater than sign to redirect the output, it will not erase the previous data. But at the same time, it will not redirect the current output. It will not save the new data there. So to append, you will only use double greater than symbols, and to keep the file safe, you can enable the no clobber option, which will allow you the accidental deletion of the previous data from the file. Now you can also overrule this no clobber option. Now let me show you how can you override it. So there you can use the pipe sign for that. Let me mention it is very cold today, and there you can use the redirectional operator, that is greater than sign, and the file name where you want to redirect it. So since the no clobber option is set, if you will execute this command, it will not allow you to delete the previous data or to erase the previous data from the file. But if you want to overrule it, you can simply put the pipe sign here after the greater than symbol, and then it will overrule the no clobber option. This time it will erase the previous data and redirect the new output in the file. So if you want to keep the previous data safe, it is always recommended that you use the double greater than sign to append the data in the file. And if you want to keep the previous data safe only, if you want to protect your file from the accidental deletion of the data while using the greater than symbol, for that you can set the no clobber option. And if you want to remove the no clobber option, then you can use set +o no clobber. It will remove the no clobber option from the shell. To redirect both standard output as well as standard error to the same file, you can use 2 greater than and 1. It is also very powerful. If you want to send either the output or the error to a file, you can use this option. If you are not sure that your command is correct or not, in that case you can use this option. Now let me show you how can you use this option. Suppose you are not sure with the command, like echo it is very cold today, and you want to redirect it to a file. You can mention the file name after giving the greater than sign there, like file.txt, and you are not sure with the command whether it is correct or not. So there you can mention 2 greater than and 1. So it will send the output there in the file. Now you can see the output there. Or you can use some other command like df-h, and you want to send it or redirect it to this file, and you are not sure with the command, so you can use 2 greater than and 1 at the end, and it will redirect the output there in the file, and you can verify the same by running the cat command. So this output is present in the file. You can use the same for the incorrect command. Let me execute an incorrect command just to show you whether it is working or not. Let me first execute it without this option. So here it will show you an error. So we are able to get the error, and now I will show you how can you redirect it by using the option 2 greater than and 1. This time it will redirect the error in this file, and here you can verify the same by running the cat command. So by using this 2 greater than and 1 option, you can redirect both output as well as error to a file. There is a file in Linux which is there is a virtual file dev null. If you will list this file ls-l, you will find that this file is present in almost all Linux flavors, and you can redirect any data there. You can copy any data there in this file. It is just like a void or a black hole. Suppose we have a black hole in the universe which absorbs everything. Even the light is not capable of coming out of it. Same happens with this file. You cannot read this file in Linux, but you can copy any data which you want. This file doesn't show you any output if you will try to open this file by using the cat command or any other command, since you cannot read this file. But you can copy any data, anything you can copy there, and for that you can use these redirectional operators here. Suppose I don't want to see anything on the terminal, I can redirect that to this dev null. Suppose I'm going to execute a command like the same command I'm going to show you. If I will execute this command here, it will show us an error. Suppose I don't want to see this error here, so I can redirect it to this file, that is /dev/null, and after that I can mention 2 greater than and 1. So it will send this error to this file. So by running this command, I can redirect this error to this /dev/null. This file can absorb anything, any data you can send there very easily. Suppose I'm going to install a package by running the yum install command, yum install httpd. If the local yum repository is configured, in that case I will be able to install the package in the system, and if it is not, in that case I will get an error. So I'm getting the error here. You can see this error on the screen, and in case if I don't want to see this error on the terminal, then you can redirect it to this /dev/null, and there you can mention 2 greater than and 1. So it will not show you anything. If the package is installed, if the package is there, if the repository is configured, package will be installed, and the messages will be redirected to this location. And if it is not, suppose you are getting the error, in that case it will redirect the error there in this file. So if you don't want to see anything on the terminal, you can use this option here, that is /dev/null. This file is for this purpose. Now I will talk about the input redirection. Redirecting the standard input is done by using the less than sign. We use the less than sign, or we can mention 0 and less than, like this. So this we use for redirecting the standard input. So you can use the cat command like this, cat, and you can mention the file name test.txt. Let me first create a file here. Let me create this file, and after that I will show you. Here I'm going to use the cat command. Here let me mention 1, 2, 3, 4, and after that I will press the Ctrl D on the keyboard. So it will create a file here with the name as test.text.txt. Now if I will use the less than standard input sign for redirecting the input. I will mention here cat less than and then the file name. So it will work in the same way. It will show me the contents of the file. So to open the file, either I can use the cat command, cat and the file name directly, and or I can mention the less than sign like this. Now if I will use the double less than signs, these are used for the here document. And what is here document? The here document, sometimes called here is document, is a way to append the input until a certain sequence, usually the end of file, is encountered. The end of file marker can be typed literally or can be called with control D. So how can we use that? Let me show you. Let me mention cat command, then the here document, and there I can mention anything. So let me mention end of file. So I will write here EOF. EOF means end of file, and then I can mention the file name like text.txt, and here I will mention 1, 2, 3, 4. As soon as I will keep pressing the enter key, it will allow me to write in the next line. But as soon as I will mention EOF and press enter, it will allow me to come out of this prompt and it will save the previous contents. If I will open this file, I will find these 5 lines there in the file. So here it is. So this here document is used to come out of the prompt. Let me show you one more time. Instead of EOF, this time we can mention some other string or some other words. So like here, let me mention and here I will mention the file name, and there I can write anything. Here let me mention some names: Amit, Arun, Mohit, Nehra, Anuj. If I will mention here E and D and press enter, it will allow me to come out, or if I will press the control D, it will allow me to come out. So this is used for this purpose. Let me write and press enter, so it will allow me to come out of it. Now we will talk about some confusing redirectional operators. The shell will scan the whole line before applying the redirection. Whatever we write on the shell, or whatever we write on the terminal, that is first scanned by the shell. So no matter what is the pattern of writing the command there, shell is going to scan the entire line first and then it executes it. So let me execute one command here. Let me first create a file, cat, and let me mention the file name, that is winter.txt. Let me mention here it is very cold today. After that I will save this file. So this file is having this data in it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the confusing redirectional operators. I'm going to use the confusing redirectional operators just to show you how does the shell scan the line before executing it. So here I will mention cat winter.txt. So it will open this file. Then I will mention a greater than sign, and there I will write snow.txt, another file name, and after that again I will use the greater than sign, and this time with the greater than sign I will write 2 for the errors, and there I will mention the file name as error.txt. So what this command will do, this cat command will open this file, it will show us the file contents, and then this greater than sign will copy that data to this file. And since there are no errors, we will not get anything in this error file. Let me show you. if you will open this winter.txt, you will find it is very cold today. Same you will find for this snow.txt, because it will copy the same data there in this file. But if you will open this error.txt file, this time you will not find anything there, because the previous command was executed successfully and there were no errors present in the command. If some errors would be there, it would have copied the errors there in this file. Got it, guys? Now let me execute the same command but a different sequence. There I will first mention 2, then greater than, then the file name as error.txt, and after that I will write cat winter.txt and then the snow.txt. So it will do the same thing. Here you will not find any changes. Everything will be the same, but the sequence is different. So no matter whether we are writing it at the end or at the starting, but in both the cases we are getting the same output. There are no changes, but it is a bit confusing for us, but not for the shell, because whatever we write on the shell, that is first scanned by the shell. So shell is able to scan this line and able to know how to execute it. That may be a bit difficult for us, but not for the shell. Let me make it more confusing. Let me use the less than sign first, then mention the file name, that is winter.txt, then the greater than sign, and then mention the name as snow.txt, and then 2 greater than, and after that I'll write here error.txt, and then I will write here cat. So it is more confusing. Now let me open the first file, that is winter.txt. Same data is there, no changes. Now snow.txt, same data is there, no changes, and the error.txt, same data is there. So this will also work in the same way, but this time it is more confusing for us. We are not able to get it easy and get how it will execute it by the shell. But shell is capable of executing this command, because shell is first scanning this line and after that it is breaking it in the parts and then it is executing it. So it is very easy for shell, but not much easier for us as compared to shell. It is confusing for us, but this command will do the same thing. Here we have only changed the sequence, but the output is the same. Now I will talk about how can we clear a file contents, how can we actually nullify a file. So we have a file with the name as winter.txt, and I can list this file as well. Here you can see the size 23 bytes. If I don't want to delete this file, but I want to erase the data there from the file, I want to nullify this file. To nullify a file, we can very easily do that by mentioning a greater than sign before the file name, and after that we can mention the file name and press enter. So what this command will do, this command will erase the entire data from the file. Here you can see the space of this file, which is 0 bytes now, and if I will open this file by running the cat command, I will be able to see nothing there. It will not show me anything there because the contents are already erased from the file. So this is the quickest way of nullifying or erasing the data from a file. And if the no clover option is set, suppose we have already set the no clover option, in that case we cannot remove the data from the file. So let me first create a file and let me show you. Let me create a file with the name as cal.txt. So this cal command will be copied, the output of this cal command will be copied to this cal.txt file by running this command. And if I will open this file by using the cat command, I will be able to see the January month calendar there, and I can list this file as well. Here it is showing us the size as 168 bytes. Now if I will simply use the greater than sign to nullify this file, it will say that it cannot overwrite the existing file because we have set the no clover option. And to override it, we can simply mention greater than sign and the pipe sign and then the file name. So what this command will do, this command will overrule the no clover option that was set by us. Now if I will open this file, I will not find anything there since the contents are erased by this greater than and pipe command. So in this way we can overrule the no clover option. So let me again apply it. So guys, that's it from my side for today's session regarding input output redirection in Linux. Now I would request you guys to go through the practice exercise given on page number 179, and you are requested to attempt all the 6 questions there. And you can also go through the solutions provided on page number 180. If you have any questions, you can ask me on the Google Meet right now. I will again see you tomorrow at 9. And you guys are also requested to like, share and subscribe this video. Thank you so much for joining us on YouTube.